Maybe just because you have the best record, EK, doesn't mean you're actually a World Series contender. So curious how you vibe with this. How about 5? We have this list of top 5. World Series contender for you at 5 is who?
Well, I like the Houston Astros. And the reason I like the Houston Astros, when they print out the season schedule, they put the American League Championship on their season schedule because that's where they've been going the last 7 years. It's not going to be any different as far as getting to the postseason and competing again. The lineup is deep. You've got Altuve. You've got Bregman, Alvarez. Now, I need to see Kyle Tucker back in that lineup. If he can jump back in there, then they're real strong. The pitching, outstanding. Again, it's deep. It's not top-heavy as far as we got the best number 1. But when you got Valdez, Brown, Kikuchi, now Verlander, good. And then the bullpen, when they need a save, they're as good as any in baseball.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. Nice to see the leadership of Justin Verlander back in the rotation. I love seeing his velocity be in the mid-90s. Also, Alex Bregman in the second half has been absolutely a monster, hitting 400 over his last week. Yordan Alvarez over his last 15 games hitting 370. So if those guys continue to get their foot down, they're going to continue to put pressure on the Seattle Mariners to take a strong hold on the AL West.
They were 10 games back in the division earlier. They're now 4.5 games up. That's accurate as of today, so a lot has changed there. How about number 4?
I'm going to the big lights, New York. And it's not the Mets, it's the Yankees. Yankees have the 2 best players as far as offense, the best 1-2 combination in baseball. And we're not talking about just this year. We're talking about historically. They're on par with Ruth and Gehrig. And we're talking about, obviously, Judge and Soto. You put those 2 in a lineup, they can beat anybody. Garrett Cole is getting better. And I think with another month, he's going to be as good as anybody. You put him at the top of the rotation, those 2 in the lineup, they can go all the way.
Yeah, they certainly have the talent. Bullpen, I got to watch that. It's been a little leaky in the back end. We'll see if they get that tightened up. All right, how about number 3, EK?
So I'm going to stay in the East, and it's the American League East, obviously. Baltimore. The Orioles, they are as athletic as any team in all of baseball. They hit, they slug, and the youth with Henderson, Rutschman, Santander with the home run power. You look at the pitching and you say, okay, well, I need some health, but they have Corbin Burns, who for me, the last 3-4 years, is the best pitcher in all of baseball. You got to get some guys healthy, Rodriguez, Eflin. The bullpen is touchy. That's going to be touchy, no doubt about it. But just score enough runs.
The bottom line is that it's going to have to fall on this talented offense. They have 6 to 7 guys that can beat you on any given day. Like EK said, I love their athleticism, and they really learned how to win ball games together. Now, sometimes you got to keep some sides of the field out of the game, and that's the bullpen. They got to score a ton of runs. But I'm a little concerned because runs come at a premium in the postseason. But when you have stars like Adley Rutschman and company, I trust them to be able to get a deep run.
Well, we'll see if they can tidy up that bullpen. They got a few more weeks left to do it. All right, top 2 World Series contenders now. 2 left. Who's at 2?
So I'm staying in the East, but I'm going to the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies. On paper, you look at them, there's really not a weakness. Offensively, they are stacked, especially at the top of that lineup. They hit with power, RBI guys. Then you look at the rotation. The rotation may be the deepest, if they're all healthy, going into the postseason with Wheeler, Nola, get Suarez back. The bullpen has great matchup arms. So for me, they are as good as there is. The only thing that just scares me about them is they had the Diamondbacks at home last year, up 3-2, and couldn't put them away.
Yeah, I think that still haunts them. We'll see if they can avenge that, so to speak, in the playoffs. Number 1, I have a feeling I know where you're going here.
I mean, I don't mean to be obvious, but I'm going with the Dodgers. And look, the Dodgers have had a lot of ups and downs this year. But where they are right now, and as they continue to get healthy, this is the team that everybody thought was going to win 110, 115 ball games. Offensively, I would describe them as exhausting because there is not a weakness in that lineup. Now, you got Muncy back there, Edman hitting at the bottom of the lineup. They are just so darn deep. The pitching has to get healthy in the starting rotation. But again, the depth, they have enough to win it all.
You know, they're starting to get healthy at the right time. They finally get Mookie Betts back in the lineup, Max Muncy back in the lineup. Teoscar Hernandez has been absolutely phenomenal in that lineup as well. And Shohei Ohtani, he forget 40-40, he might be 50-50. That's how outstanding he's been, but the rotation is concerning. But you know what? Clayton Kershaw is turning the Benjamin Button on us again and has turned back the clock and has looked solid. So who's going to emerge out of that rotation? They've had a ton of injuries. It's going to be tough to overcome that. But again, a lot like the Baltimore Orioles, can you slug enough to really take pressure off that rotation? We should find out.
I'm just going to throw this out there. This is an excellent list, but no love for the Central. No Guardians, no Brewers who are.
He don't got a Twitter, so they're going to come after me.
Right there for first.
I love them, but we're talking about winning a World Series. That's it. We're not talking about just getting a lot of wins. You got to win multiple rounds. I just don't think that those teams are deep enough to win multiple rounds.
Fair. Oh.